Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Necromancy 101. This week, I figured I'd talk about summoning spirits a bit more. Because, like I said before, Halloween is an ideal time for summoning spirits. I mean, Thanksgiving, too, is surprisingly ideal, but Halloween is really the best time of year to do so. And if you're going to be summoning spirits, if this is your very first time, then stick to Ouija boards. I mean, you may know how to use a tarot deck, but at the same time, not all spirits know how to read tarot. Because that's not just something that you know once you die. It's the kind of thing you might pick up on it from other spirits, and maybe if somebody teaches the spirit how to read the tarot. But the thing you have to remember about the spirits of the dead is that they're people. And so if they didn't know how to read tarot in life, they're not going to know how to read tarot now, all of a sudden. It doesn't happen. So if you're just trying to contact the spirit of the dead, any spirit of the dead, and stick to Ouija boards. And even with Ouija boards, it's tricky because the level of response you get from a spirit really says a lot about the spirit. I mean, if it just sticks to yes, no, then you're probably dealing with somebody who's like, I don't want to say not much of a thinker, but I mean, if somebody told you spell out a word, then how many of you could actually spell out accurately? So if you get a spirit who's spelling out exact sentences, and you got a real smarty on your hands, and that's either a very good thing or a very bad thing, depending on the answers they're giving you. Because they may be giving you helpful advice, or they may be giving you answers that will, I don't want to say ruin your life, but may cause you more, not even havoc. It may cause your life to become much more interesting in a very dynamic sort of way. Something that would be very entertaining for somebody else to watch. For better or for worse. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, if you think that you're not going to summon a spirit, and so you're going to draw out a ritual summoning circle or a summoning grid for the very first time, don't. Just don't. A summoning grid for contacting spirits of the dead, if you do it properly, will contact the dead any time of year. This time of year, it's easier, and so more powerful spirits can come up through if you're using a summoning grid. But if you do it wrong, if you draw it out incorrectly, you might be in a situation where you summon up a spirit that you cannot put down when you're done. Whereas if you have a Ouija board, just a Ouija board, then you just have to have sort of the right environment. And you might not get the most powerful spirit, but at the same time, you're going to get somebody. Because this time of year, if you're trying to reach out to somebody, someone's going to respond to that phone. It's like the busy time of the day, or rather, it's like the slow time of day at a call center, and you call in right away and you get somebody. But it's like the opposite of that, but it's sort of the same, if I make any sense at all. Anyway, so if you want to draw out a summoning grid, practice beforehand. Do what I do and draw it out on a sheet beforehand, and then the night of get chalk and then draw it out again on top of it, because it has to be freshly drawn, but it doesn't have to be like in the raw, if that makes any sense. So maybe practice drawing it out on a big plastic sheet, and then just draw it on top of that the night of, on top of the lines you've already drawn. So that's my hint of advice. And if you're just doing it in the raw, you just have to have the right environment. I mean, depending on the kind of spirit you're going to be summoning, depends on the kind of environment you're in, the mindset you have. Like if you're in your grandma's kitchen, you're going to be getting one kind of spirit, versus if you're at a rave party and you're down in the basement, you're going to be getting an entirely different kind of spirit. So, and everybody has to have the right mindset. You have to be willing to accept the spirit coming into the thing, or it's not going to happen. So that's all I have to say about that. If you have any questions, ask below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.